He is one of the most important political figures of the 20th century. And even though Fidel Castro's death had been announced prematurely many times before, this time the passing of Cuba's legendary leader was announced by his brother on state television.
Querido pueblo de Cuba.
Dear people of Cuba, it's with profound sadness that I must share this with our people, our friends and the world, that today, November 25th at 10:29 at night 2016, the Commander-in-Chief of the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro, died.
He was the revolutionary who managed to be a thorn in America's side for half a century. Fidel Castro was leader of the first communist country in the Western Hemisphere, an iconic figure who became a rarely seen recluse in recent years due to old age and ill health. Castro came to power in 1959 after overthrowing the US-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista. He embraced the Soviet Union and its leader Nikita Khrushchev. America tried and failed to overthrow Castro at the Bay of Pigs in 1961, but relations sunk to an all-time low with the Cuban Missile Crisis a year later.
Before dismantling, you could see fueling and oxidizer vehicles, 2 launchers, and missile-ready tents.
America obtained evidence the Soviets were setting up nuclear-armed missiles on the Caribbean island.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
America then tried to isolate Cuba through a crippling trade embargo. And over the years, legend has it, the CIA tried to assassinate Castro more than 600 times, even packing his cigars with explosives. When the Soviet Union collapsed, so too did Cuba's subsidies, prompting food queues and a waterborne exodus of Cubans to Florida. Opening up tourism helped the Cuban economy to soldier on, but Castro clamped down on dissenting voices, jailing his opponents and restricting private ownership. His social welfare program and universal education won him popular support. He was revered amongst the left of Latin America and continued to enjoy iconic status until his health began to decline. During a speech at a rally in 2001, Fidel Castro had to be helped off stage. 3 years later, a fall left him with a fractured knee and arm. But after abdominal surgery in 2006, he started the transfer of power to his brother Raul, who took the landmark step in 2014 to appear simultaneously with Barack Obama to announce attempts to normalize relations between the two countries.
But I believe that we can do more to support the Cuban people and promote our values through engagement. After all, these 50 years have shown that isolation has not worked.
The arrival of an American president on Cuban soil would have been unthinkable in 50 years under Castro's iron rule. But it was he who made the seemingly impossible happen in 2016. On the streets of Miami, there has been celebration following the news of Castro's death. Many here are the sons and daughters of the Cuban exiles who fled the oppression of the small Caribbean states. The other side of the story of a man who will be lionized in his death as he was during his life. Castro was both dictator and liberator. Fidel Castro leaves Cuba, albeit a changing country, as a one-party state still in the hands of the Castro family. Ashish Joshi, Sky News.